Angels and archangels help us to live our very best life. And that's why it's a good idea to become friends with them, calling on them. And they say, right, we're going to work with you. And they have told me that it gives them great pleasure when we all work together like that. And they love seeing a human who's doing their best to make a difference for themselves and others and shine their spark of divine light.
Hello, passionate listeners and watchers. Welcome to Passion Harvest. I am Luisa, your host. Thank you so much for joining me wherever you are in the world right now. Our guest today is Kayt Raymond. Her life was profoundly changed by meeting a group of angels and archangels. Kayt Raymond was taught how to communicate and co-create with the angels. She works with the Angelic Choir, a group of 77 angelics, 10 archangels and 67 angels. This is her story and this is her passion. Kayt, welcome to Passion Harvest. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. Welcome.
Thank you. And I'm just as excited, frankly. So I'm looking forward to what you're going to ask me about.
Okay, well, this is your show today. I'd love to get started. I mean, your incredible encounters, co-creation with the angels. But for those that don't have that sort of communication or connection or awareness, what are angels?
Well, angels are beings of divine light, invisible most of the time, and they distribute the various qualities of God. So you might have an angel who radiates the quality of compassion, and another angel who radiates the quality of wisdom, and another one who radiates the quality of pathfinding through difficult circumstances. So we can simply say, I'm now grateful for the angel for wisdom to help me today. And our guardian angel will go get that angel for us, connect us into that angel's frequency. And we have the quality of divine wisdom running through our spiritual, mental, and emotional bodies to support us in that day. So both the angels and archangels are part of God's distribution network, is how I see it.
And you mentioned guardian angels. We all have a guardian angel.
We do. In fact, each of us, you and I at the moment, have a guardian angel behind us. One of yours is behind you and up in the air, and one of mine is behind me and up in the air a bit. But the truth is we actually have 4 guardian angels. And through time, it's been thought of that it's one guardian angel because people can sense one sometimes, you know. But there are really 4, and they are very valiant angels. They choose us. We don't choose them. Sometimes they've known us from before. Sometimes they go, oh, I know about what you're planning to do in your life this time, so I'm coming too. So there are 4 of them. And 3 of them rotate. So the one that's behind you at the moment rotates with 2 of the other ones, because we live in the 3rd dimension. A 3D reality can get really bumpy and toxic. And so the guardian angel comes to help us through our day. And the 4th guardian angel, who sits out in our soul space, it is the God messenger guardian angel. So for those times we pray or our heart calls out to God and we may not even be aware of it, you know, we just want some assistance. And those times when we think, I don't know what to do. And the God messenger guardian angel takes the message to God, gets an answer, and brings it back and feeds it into our heart knowing, so that what we get is not in the mind, but in the knowing, which is, I don't think I need to worry about that anymore. That's going to be all right. Or we get, oh, I know what to do about that now. Yeah. So we've all called out in some way or another, and the answers arrive in our heart knowing.
Oh my gosh, it's opened up a doorway to so many more questions. Can you see the angel behind me that you mentioned?
Sadly, no. They're mostly invisible. You know, your life is in real strife if one, there's like something very serious if they make themselves obvious. So the times when they'll really step in is if our life is threatened. But each day they'll do things on our behalf for us.
And you mentioned we can pray or ask angels, or we have 4 angels. How do we, what's the best method to communicate with our angels, or call for help, or ask for assistance?
So it's a very interesting question, because there are really 2 answers. So the guardian angels have 3 jobs they do. And then I'll talk about the specialist angels, all right? So the guardian angels, they have 3 jobs to do. The first thing they do is they look after what we want to have happen today. They facilitate, they help our day unfold well. And so it's a good idea every morning when we wake up to simply say, guardians, thanks for looking after me today, because that's their job. And the second thing they do is, suppose you and I, now that after we've had our interview, we don't know we're in town at the same time. One of our guardian angels will say to the other guardian, get your human to walk this way, I'll get my human to walk that way. And we bump into one another and go, hey, I didn't know you were going to be in town. Let's have a cup of tea. And people have experiences like this all the time, and they call them an angel arrangement. Yes.
Right.
So that's the second thing they do. And the third thing that the guardian angels do is, when we say, I really need to be emotionally balanced in this meeting I'm going to. Please help me, guardians. Please get the angel for emotional balance for me. Then our guardian who's with us will connect into the angel for emotional balance, bring the frequency of that angel to our spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, and we experience that quality in our day. So that's the guardian angels. We can put them to the side for a moment. There are specialist angels, and they radiate one quality. So I'm trying to think of a good example. For the ones who want to express their essence and their truth, there's a beautiful angel called Angel Cassandra. And she helps us, her quality is that she helps us radiate our essence so that our natural charisma comes forth, shines forth, and warms us and those we meet. Right? And so we can, if we know her name, Angel Cassandra, we can say, I would like Angel Cassandra's help today, please. And our guardian will connect us up, right? The good thing about Angel Cassandra, not only does she help us express our essence and our truth, because that's the quality she radiates, but she also brings forward our gifts. This might be special gifts we have in writing or art or other things, and she also does that. So she's a good angel to know. And so we can call on individual angels. And the difference between an angel with one quality, like Cassandra with her quality of helping us express our essence, and an archangel, is that an archangel has multiple qualities, many, many qualities. And so Archangel Michael has said that an angel with its one quality is like the book in the library, and the archangel with its many, many qualities is like the whole library. So that's how it sort of works.
So I guess there's an angel for any sort of help we need, whether it's funny, I just got an email about addiction. Is there an angel to help overcome negative habits?
Yes, a very fine angel. His name is Angel Neptron, Netron. I have painted him, and he says he helps us live fully, which means his quality that he radiates dissolves addictions and limiting beliefs. Because sometimes addictions are to food or substance abuse or shopping or over something or other, drinking or shopping or whatever. Yeah. And sometimes it's to a limiting belief like, I'm not worthy, I'm not safe, one of those, yeah. And or I have no value, yeah. And so what Angel Neptron does, who helps us dissolve addictions, he describes himself as a gentle bulldozer. So what happens under the addictions and the limiting beliefs, there's all this old toxic material that he dissolves. And as it dissolves, the addiction goes away. For myself, I was sort of addicted to coffee. And I lived for that, coffee when I got up. It's a terrible thing to admit. And I started calling on him. And I just noticed I wasn't as interested in having coffee. I still love the smell of it, but I just wasn't as interested in that. And finally, I got to a point where I don't have coffee at all now. If I make it for other people, I tend to smell it because I like the smell still. Right. But thanks to Angel Neptron, I got rid of the coffee addiction that I had. And so, if we're aware of what our addiction is, please help me for continually loving the wrong person. Please help me to solve and get rid of the addiction under that. Please help me to get rid of my addiction to feeling I'm not safe. Someone had an angel consultation with me, and the angels talk through me to give people advice, yeah, in answer to the angel's question, to the person's questions. And one person was saying, look, I never feel safe. Every time I go into a room, I had a very good childhood. Every time I go into the room, I nearly unconsciously check every every way out of the room, and I sit where I can see every exit. And so this person said, I don't feel safe. What angel do I call on? And the angel said, call on Angel Neptron, and this is what you say. And so they're very good. They give, when you have an angel consultation, they literally dictate to me, and then I dictate to the person. So what they gave this person was, my purpose is that I am now free of addiction to fear. And just a couple of other words. And I'm grateful to you, Angel Neptron, for assisting me. And that person phoned me about a year later and said, for a while now, nearly 6 months, I've been not walking into a room and wondering where every exit is. I'm feeling safer in my life. And it's all because of Angel Neptron. Yeah. So if your viewers can't remember the name Neptron, Netron, just simply say, I'm grateful for the angel who dissolves addictions. Yeah.
And it's that simple.
It's that simple. We're very blessed.
Do you need to say it out loud, or can you say it in your
Personally,
mind?
I like to say it out loud. And I also like to write it sometimes if I'm somewhere where I'm going to a business meeting or something. It's not appropriate to, say it out loud, and I'll write it down. But you could say it in your mind, because your guardians, our guardian angels, are like our spiritual skin. They know our every thought. So if we actually said in our mind that we wanted Angel Neptron to free us of addiction, they get Angel Neptron.
It's just fantastic that they're willing to help us, but many people say you have to ask, to invite them for help. They won't necessarily interfere.
That's right, because angels and archangels operate under the universal law of non-intervention, which means that they can't assist us unless we ask, because we come here to Earth as a soul to grow and to have free will in doing that. And so they're not allowed to assist us unless we ask. So when we ask, they go, great, I'm with you, let's go. So that's how it works.
And what's I mean, I guess you probably get this all the time. What's the angel of abundance or financial abundance?
Okay, there is an angel called Angel Gain, Gain. Not surprising, really.
Yeah.
He's the angel for financial self-worth, positive abundance, money, and gain in many ways. And so you could say, my purpose is that I'm now grateful for having as much money as I need and more. And I am grateful to you, Angel Gain, for your assistance.
And it's that simple.
It's that simple, because what you're doing is you're asking, and the angels say they like us to give them a brief, to be specific, because sometimes they say that people go, angels, angels, help me. And from where they're looking, they think, dear, you need help with quite a lot of things from what we see. Could you be specific, please? Could you tell us specifically what you would like help with? And even if we say, I specifically need to have courage today, angels help me, then it'll all happen.
Fantastic. And then I have to also ask you, since this show is Passion Harvest, many people ask me, I don't know what my passion is. What am I meant to be doing? How can I find my passion? What's the angel specifically for that?
So I'm going to look at what's being suggested to me now. Well, I think I've mentioned her already, because Angel Cassandra is the one who's about expressing our essence. Yeah. And so we find our passion through our essence and expressing our essence. And, our passion and our life purpose shows up with things that make us happy. Now, if someone says, okay, look, I want you to be really specific with me, Kate. There is an angel who radiates the quality of living life purpose. And normally when we're living our life purpose, we're living our passion, or our calling. And so we can simply say, thank you to the angel for helping me live my life purpose today and every day. Now, if you know his name is Angel Voy, V-O-Y, which means in French that he looks into the future for us and he lives our next step with the big picture of our life. So he would be the one, and even Cassandra as well. Both of them together is fine to say, and there's another one too. So the other one, and I'll tell you, I'm just going to write them down. So I tend to do this, Cassandra, Boy, and okay, so Angel Cassandra, this is about expressing our passion. Angel Cassandra helps us express our essence. Angel Voy, he helps us express our life purpose and our passion. And Archangel Gabriel, who's the leader of the Angelics, he radiates the multiple qualities of expressing our heart's calling in the world. So if we call on the three of them, we've really got it covered. I'll repeat those: Angel Cassandra, Angel Voy, and Archangel Gabriel. Thank you for helping me to express my heart's calling in the world today and every day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many questions, but I won't keep asking this, but a big one, love. Is there an angel for love?
Yes, this is very interesting. There is an angel for introductions, right? His name is Angel Amore, A-M-O-R-E, not surprising.
Yes.
I call him the RSVP angel because he helps people meet. And he says that what he likes is helping people meet, and it's the spice and spontaneity of that first meeting he likes. And so and it's not only for people who are willing to go out there and meet others, is for the quiet people at home who are not too excited about going out to attempt to meet other people. So he works with both these kinds of people, and he's very interesting because he looks at two levels. Sometimes when people fall in love, get married, become partners, whatever, after a while, some of them begin to feel sort of lonely in the relationship. And that's because they've connected only on a personality level. So when you call an angel Amore to meet your true love, he looks at the soul level to see if you're going in the same direction on a soul level and on a personality level. Because in relationships where it starts to not work, often there's not the soul level as well as the personality level. So Angel Amore, as I said, the RSVP angel.
I love
he's
that.
the
RSVP.
I was calling on him at one point, and some years ago, and I was standing in line at the patisserie, which is just down the street from where I live. And it was a really nice guy standing next to me. We started chatting, and he said, you know, do you want to do coffee? I said, sure. We went out for about 18 months. It was lovely. And that's an example of Angel Amore setting it up. So it's sort of like a bit of a surprise, and it sort of happens, yeah.
Nice. I think I know the answer to this question, but I have to ask you, many people pray or ask for certain things that they really want, and they're not coming forth, they're not received. What's your advice on that?
Well, angel gain is good because he helps us receive in many ways. And there's another angel called Angel Aloysius. He's the pathfinder through difficult circumstances. So if there's a possibility that it's tricky to sort of find our way to getting the gain and the abundance that we want, or what you were referring to, then Aloysius is very good because he'll help us find, he's the one, his quality is pathfinding through difficult circumstances and giver of insight. So that's what he does. So asking for the pathfinder through difficult circumstances and giver of insight, and angel gain, the angel for positive abundance and money, and gain in other ways. Those two angels will help.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really all there. I have to ask, have angels or archangels had a human incarnation?
Some angels have. So there's it's a limited number of angels who do, although at this point in time, when Earth is so in need, there's so many troubles going on around the world, Earth is so in need of divine light, there are quite a number of angels coming in and having human lives. They get born the same way, and they bring the angel radiance with them. And we've met people like that. They just have a glow about them, and they're an angel who's come for life. And so they come to radiate their light, and to add their radiance and their quality, whatever it is, to uplift people. Yeah? So there's an angel I have painted who's called Angel Naru, Naruah. She is the angel for transformation, and she had lives in the Aztec times and was known as Naru. And she had some lives in Egypt and the Middle East and was known as Rebecca. And when I was painting her, she said, which name do you want to use? You know, you choose. And I said, well, no, I think that humans would like to see which name they are more drawn to. So some people are drawn to the name Naru, some people are drawn to Rebecca. More people are drawn to the name Naru than Rebecca, but it doesn't matter. She's the angel for transformation. And it's not massive transformation. It's those little things inside us we know need to change. And she sort of just works with that in a very gentle, evolving, transformative way.
And as you mentioned, to establish a better communication and a friendship with the angels, we just have to communicate with them more and be aware. Is there anything else that you could advise?
Asking. And also, you know, we're humans and we're used to physical things. We're used to everything being blatant, yeah. However, angels are subtle. So we say we would like help with such and such, right? And then we can't see them. Most of the time they're invisible. So we're not sure. And because we're so used to picking up things and moving chairs or whatever it is, we make a thing real by giving it a name because it's physical.
Right.
With an angel, they will bring us opportunities through synchronicities and lucky breaks and through other people. And that's how it went for me when I first started calling on them. I was expecting it to be as blatant as the way humans see physical things. It's just not. It doesn't work that way. And then I started to notice where I'd asked something, a synchronicity would happen and I would receive what I'd asked for. I thought, oh, that's how it works. Or it would come through other people or through what they call an angel arrangement where we just bumped into one another, yeah? So we start to look for different things. We start to look at our environment in a different way with the understanding that those who are helping us with what we've asked for, they're unseen, but they're seen through synchronicities and connections through other people.
And well, thank you. That was a beautiful way of explaining it. How do the angels communicate with you? How do you receive messages? Because I know the angels talk through you, or maybe I'm not using the right words.
And that happens when I do angel consultations and people bring their questions for the angels, and I can talk to you about that more. So people have skills, gifts in terms of clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Mm-hmm. So clairvoyance is subtle seeing, where you get subtle pictures. Yeah. Clairaudience is where one gets subtle words in the heart knowing. Mm-hmm. And it's referred to in the Bible, I think, as the still quiet voice. We get words, yeah. For an example, for me, I had to drive to Sydney. I live 2 hours out of Sydney. I was about a block away from home, and my guardian angel said in my heart knowing, charger. And I thought, oh, I've forgotten the phone charger. So I drove back and picked it up. And that was through clairaudience, yeah. Mm-hmm. Clairsentience is feeling, where one gets messages through feeling. And the claircognizance is messages through knowing. So I get all four of them, though mostly it's through feeling and knowing. So if someone comes to have an angel consultation, they bring their questions for the angels. They can do that on Zoom or by phone or in person. And so we start the angel consultation by calling on the angels to be with us. And then the person gives me their questions and I write the questions down, because the angels seem to like to take the questions in the order they choose. And sometimes that's because they want to make a particular point by the way they pull everything together towards the end. So they might say, we're going to start with question 5, and then I'll get the feeling and the knowing of the words, and the words will come through in answer to the person. And they can record it on Zoom or, you know, on their phone, whatever. So that's how it sort of works.
You mentioned signs or synchronicities or symbols. Can we ask the angels to show us specific signs and symbols to know that we're on the right path or perhaps not on the right path?
A good way is to just notice, are we happy with what we're doing?
Right.
Are we happy? That's a big sign for us, because what makes our heart happy means we're living our life purpose and we're on the right path.
And often people don't know what makes them happy, but don't know how to put the steps in to make the change, the desired change. What would be your advice with the angels for that?
The question is interesting. Let me see, what's the best angel? Archangel Michael radiates multiple qualities of confidence, among other things. And you could ask him to help you step forward and make the good first step for your path going forward. So he would be a good archangel to call on. And I feel that would be the best way to go with that. And of course, as I've mentioned, Angel Voy, the angel for living life purpose, which helps us be, on the path, he links our next step with the big picture of our life. And so he really helps us. Archangel Michael and Angel Voy, who radiates life purpose, will help us take the next step and then the next step. And it's very interesting with Angel Voy, with the next step, which links to the big picture of the expression of our lives. Most angels work with other angels to assist us. Angel Voy works with our spirit guides. And so they're beings who have had human lives, and normally we have a group of them who work with us. Yeah. And so Angel Voy, when he's guiding us, if we're not getting the message, he speaks to our spirit guides and they yell at us. And so we like, oh yes, I feel I should do this. Yeah.
You talk about the heart space and the heart knowing for those people that don't really understand what that means. Do you mind just explaining that and sharing how they can connect more with their feeling or their knowing or their heart?
All right. And we do it all the time. We just don't think of it like this. We get up in the morning, we know we need to do this, or we know we need to do that. And sometimes we're in a situation where we're not quite sure. And the best thing is to listen to our intuition. And that is both from the mind, and particularly people who are right brain. The right brain knows and the left brain thinks, and the knowing or the intuition comes from the right brain. So we get it in that way, but we also get it with our heart energy center, where it sort of just knows, really. So those two ways. And for people who are not sure if they are expressing their knowing, it's good at the end of the day to look back over the day and go, where did I really sort of know what to do? What happened that I didn't plan, but I knew what to do? Because sometimes we do know, and we do experience both intuition and heart knowing. We can't separate it out from the rest of our life. So it's good to sort of do a little review at the end of the day.
Yes, and it's just awareness. There's so much there in the non-physical realms that we're not always consciously aware of.
It's true. We just have to ask for help, and we get all the help.
I'm assuming sorry to interrupt. Please go on.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, after a while, we see things happen, or we observe things happen. We think, that was angel assistance. That helped me just then. And even the recognition of that is a form of knowing. Yeah.
Well, I do believe in miracles, absolutely. I'm sure you do as well. I don't know if you know the answer to this. Do angels come and assist us when we transition, when we die into the non-physical?
This is a very good question. There's two answers to this question. Archangel Gabriel says, when you call on him and express your heart's calling, you find that your life has lots of miracles in it. little things that just happen and you go, whoa, I didn't expect that, right? So that's one part of the answer. The second part of the answer is that when we're about to leave and transition to the other side, some people are ill, some people are about to have a heart attack or a stroke or something, some people, they're just getting ready to go. There is an angel of progression assigned to them. And the angel of progression is to move with the spirit as it leaves the body and take it to a place where it's a sort of nearly like a lovely garden and in the divine realm, and the spirit learns to feel what it's like to be free of the human body. What does it feel like to just be a spirit? And the angel of progression takes the spirit from when it's dying and or sick and leaving, transcends to the space where it learns to be free of the human body. And then there are other angels who assist. And the other thing that happens too, which is interesting, you know, we're always told there's a judgment day, you know,
Yes.
God's going to judge you. And the angels say this is absolute nonsense, that there is a day. So when we transcend and we go to a panel, there's a panel of 3, and they could be guardian angels or guides, spirit guides who've traveled with us, and they ask one question: did you do what you went for?
Right.
Because we all come with a plan. Now, some people go, yep, did it all. And they go, fine, off you go to where, you know, wherever. Some people go, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. And for those people, they want to jump back into the nearest body to, you know, do it properly, but they forget to make a plan. And we've met people like that who are a bit sort of lost, you know. And then some people say to the panel, well, I did most of it, but I like the idea of coming back and doing this part of what I plan to do that I haven't done yet. So the judgment day is really the angels and spirit guides on the panel trying to stop us judging ourselves if we haven't done as much as we had planned to in the human life. Yeah.
Mm. And you spoke about soul purpose and plans for our life. I guess the huge question, but what is the meaning of it all? Why are we here? Why do we come to have our human incarnation and the veils put upon us, or we don't remember the truth of who we are?
It's true. It's a very good question, Luisa. Of the universal systems, Earth is the fast track. This is the planet you come to if you want to evolve quickly. Because when you get into a human body and you've forgotten why you came, and then you get into a life and, you know, it's bumpy here in the 3rd dimension. You know, stuff happens we don't want to have happen.
Yeah.
And so we need to learn how to respond rather than react, because the more we respond with wisdom or kindness or love or honesty, whatever the way we need to respond, the more we grow as a soul. And that's why we come. You know, it seems to me, yes, we come for sunshine and sex and nature and loving humans and so on. But we also come for the tough stuff. That's the stuff that really makes
the
us
suffering.
Yes,
well, that's
like,
a choice, I guess.
Indeed. And so, you know, when something happens and we think, now what am I going to do with this? You know, how best do I respond to this is the question, you know, and that helps us grow as a soul. And the whole purpose of wanting to grow as a soul is to become more filled with divine light, because each of us is a spark of divine light, which we express in our lives. And one of the things that we want to do in growing as a soul is to be able to move along the ascension path, which is the path of becoming closer to God, to actually becoming more light-filled and more divine ourselves.
And I just had to say that just to reiterate to the audience that God and the angels and all the archangels love us very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is all about love. And when you're dealing with the angels and archangels, it's all about truth as well. They're beings of truth. You know, you ask them a question, they have to tell you the truth. Yeah, so it's love and truth.
However that, well, again, the answers, however that may come, as you said, it's not like having a conversation. It's maybe learning a new way of communication.
Yes, indeed. And it's understanding we're not alone.
Yes.
I remember running an angel workshop in a little town called Tring in England. And at the end of the workshop, the angel evening, this woman who was a nursing sister, an RN as we would call them here, just came up to me and hugged me and sobbed and said, "Thank you so much. I don't feel alone anymore."
Oh.
And it was her being able to connect with the angels where she realized, well, she's not alone. And that's one of the big things, that we understand that we are supported. And when we ask and we're specific, and we say, "Help me," they do. And we're not alone. That's the truth of it.
Gosh, Kate, I've asked all the questions. Is there anything you would like to share with the Passion Harvest audience that I haven't asked you?
Well, the truth is that angels and archangels help us to live our very best life. And that's in the workplace, at home, in relationships, in good times and bad. So that's what they do. They help us to live our very best life. And that's why it's a good idea to become friends with them. And what I mean by that is calling on them. And they say, "Right, we're going to work with you." And they have told me that it gives them great pleasure when people do their part. Like, the angels don't do it all for us. They help us and they support us. But we have to do the doing, and they lift our wings, if that makes sense, and they help us. They tell me that it gives them much pleasure when people step forward on their own behalf, and the angels step forward with us. Yeah. And it gives the angels and archangels much pleasure when we all work together like that. And they love seeing a human who's doing their best to make a difference for themselves and others and shine their spark of divine light. Yeah. Gives the angels and archangels so much pleasure.
Oh, well, what a beautiful way to end the show. Kayt Raymond, thank you so much for being on Passion Harvest. The work you're doing is incredible, and your amazing communication and co-creation with the angels, archangels, and divine beings of light. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luisa, for all you do.
Bye-bye. If you liked this episode, please do subscribe for weekly passionate, inspirational interviews.